Namaste everyone. Hello. Am I audible to everyone? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's begin today's class. Sit up on your mat. Now close your eyes. Take any mudra that you prefer for yourself. Keep your spine straight, nice and tall. We'll begin with 3 of together. Take a deep breath in. Join your hands together in front of your heart center. Pull your head down to the ground. And then open your eyes wide simply. And look at everyone. Okay, so day before yesterday, what did we discuss? So if you want to know about any question, please let me know so that we can discuss about that.
Can you repeat what you said?
Any question that you want me to discuss? Then we'll go further.
When the difference between the mountain and the downward facing dog are that your feet are together in mountain. Did you say something the other day about shoulders roll out for mountain and in for downward dog, or out for downward dog? There's a difference in the shoulders, isn't there? What is that, please?
Downward facing dog and mountain. Okay, so first of all, mountain is your active posture, and downward facing dog that comes in the vinyasa and ashtanga vinyasa. Okay. So in mountain, it was said that your hands should be together. Even if you're performing some salutation of hatha yoga, your fingers, your feet, they all should be together. Like in vinyasa, that is completely opposite. We are going to spread our fingers, spreading our legs, so that we can get a good feel. But traditional yoga is about energy, but in hatha yoga, or sorry, in vinyasa yoga now, like this classic yoga, in this we are just focusing on that body posture, that strength, and the stability. So earlier we were not focusing that much about the strength and the grip and all, but we were focusing about the energy, that we are not losing it while closing our fingers, while keeping our feet together, something like that. Okay, so in hatha yoga, this mountain pose, your feet, your heel, your toes, they should be together. Your fingers then it should be together. But in downward facing dog, your legs will be like open according to the hip distance, and your fingers should be wide apart. And if you talk about the alignment of the posture, that will be also different. If somebody does not have enough flexibility, they cannot push their hips down. They cannot, like, take their reach their tailbone high on the, like something like this. Okay, so let's discuss. Can I see your downward facing dog and mountain? Like, so far, what you understand by the four posture? Let me see your downward facing dog and mountain. How do you can see both of them? Yes. Just perform downward facing dog and mountain. Perform mountain, downward facing dog. How, like, what are the things that you see in downward facing dog and mountain?
Hips and tailbone should be pressed up, right, towards the ceiling.
Yes, yes. I want to see downward facing dog and mountain. Just perform, please. Yes, everyone. I'm asking everyone to perform. Okay, this time you are performing now mountain pose, I suppose. How are you going to perform? Fingertips together, hands together, big toes together, and tailbone high, like about. Okay, so let's talk about downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Yeah, in the downward facing dog, you just keep your legs apart. So did you feel that No? Okay, so do you know about the puppy extended pose? Extended puppy pose that is also called. Extended puppy pose. Just please look at your she's performing this puppy extended pose. Dropping it. Sorry, look at Valida or yes, this is your puppy extended pose, in which your hips are high on the top and you are extending from the thoracic region around. Okay, so this is more like the mobility of the thoracic region, which is focusing on the extension of our spine. Same like this your puppy extension pose. Same like in downward facing dog, you are going to just lift your knees off the floor, and the same extension of your spine will remain in your downward facing dog. So that means we need to just sustain this extension of our thoracic region in downward facing dog. Okay, while rotating your arms outward. Yes, mainly what happens when you are performing the downward facing dog, your hands start to rotate inward. Okay, if you're tucking your head in. So in Ashtanga, in the afternoon class, I also talked about this. When you were holding the downward facing dog, I was saying do not tuck your head in, otherwise you will collapse your shoulders together. Okay, the same like in puppy extend pose. Did you feel that outer rotation of your arms? Did you feel that outer rotation of your arm? Yes. So this is your puppy. When puppy grows, then it becomes dog. Right? So it was very easy to understand. Just try to extend from the thoracic region and then get down. Yes, and keep your hips on the top. Yes, just tuck your toes under from the puppy extended pose. And press your palms on the floor and try to reach your hips high. Your low back should be straight. Yes, row, tuck your toes under, lift your knees off the floor, and get to the downward facing dog. Yeah, it's very hard to get there from the puppy extended pose, but try understand what you were feeling in puppy extended puppy pose, and now what you are feeling in the downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, I understand that it's not as similar like a puppy extended pose, but we need to make it like a puppy extended pose. We are just when we are just making our legs long in downward facing dog, but in puppy extended pose, our legs were short. Okay, so understand this thing. Otherwise, your upper body, your hands, your thoracic region, your lower back, that should be as similar like a puppy extended pose. Okay, because puppy and dog, they both are like same. The puppy is small and dog is bigger. Okay, just tuck your toes under, reach your tailbone high. The purpose is to get your spine extension of the spine. Is not to have that extension on your hips. Is not to have extension on your leg. While in mountain pose, your heels should be together. You should be like a mountain. Like there is no extension. But in downward facing dog, you're extending your spine. That's understood. And one more thing, this outer rotation this should be sustained here when you are in the downward facing dog, because once you are lifting your arms up over the head and try to elevate, it is going to rotate inward. See, just take your right arm up. I know. Just take your right arm from the sideways. From the sideways, take your right arm up and try to rotate it outward. Try to rotate it outward and with your pinky finger. Pinky finger will start to reach up. Okay, just reach your pinky finger up, 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 up. The moment when it comes close to your ears, that will start to rotate inward. See, you're rotating your arms outward, but that is coming close to your ears, and you will see. So this is the internal rotation of your arms. That is coming from the bottom of your humerus bone. But we need to just we need to bring that like we need to bring that much awareness so that it can rotate outward, and then you can easily get down to the downward facing dog. Okay, just make sure in the downward facing dog your hands is rotated outward, that is not rotating inward. Okay, so that happens in the beginning. Once you have enough mobility in your shoulders, then you can easily bring that like enough information to your shoulder girdle so that you can rotate it outward. Okay, just keep in your mind that we are supposed to rotate our arms outward. If it's rotating inward, do not tuck your head in. Just look front so that your scapula gets away from each other. The scapula bone, so they get away from each other. Okay. Any question till here that you want to ask?
I had a question about a different posture. Is it Konasana, when both of the feet are in V shape and you bend your body forward, like from the hips? Yeah, with the
Okay,
A, B, C, D.
Let's complete this downward facing dog mountain, then we will go for it.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, jumping the gun.
So this is how we are going to perform downward facing dog and mountain. And what about mountain? Where do you feel that extension? Like mountain pose would have like some of the purpose that we are going to aim.
In the back of the legs?
In the mountain, it is like complete extension of your posterior group of muscles, like your neck, your posterior group of means your back side of muscle that is going to extend. Your heels should be pushed down. If you're going to push your heels down, you can always give something underneath your heel. See, the alignment is not necessary to make your posture perfect. Okay, so alignment is going to give you that modification so that it becomes easier. If somebody does not have that much courage to perform the posture, we are going to make it easy so that they can easily perform and get the maximum benefit of the posture. Okay, so in the beginning, if you do not have enough flexibility, neither you can perform downward facing dog nor mountain. But at the time, what can we do? We can use something underneath your heel, or they can always bend their knee. But in vinyasa, we can always bend a knee so that our hips gets on the peak. So that is our purpose. If your hips gets high on the peak, then you can easily find that extension on your hip, on your lower back, and the extension of the spine together, all together. Okay. So let's see how much did you understand. Let's see how they perform downward facing dog now.
Doing downward facing dog now.
Yeah, I will see everyone's downward facing dog, then I will let them know like what are the things they are doing, what are the things they need to work on, or where they are doing wrong. Yeah. So this is a downward facing dog. Do you really think that you are feeling that extension on your shoulder socket, in your like underarms or your thoracic region? If you're not feeling extension on your thoracic region, it means the distance between your leg and your arms may be close, maybe like a little shorter than it is required to have. Yes, Anusaji, take your legs a bit more back. अपने legs को थोड़ा पीछे ले आइए. हाँ. So from here, slightly bend your knees, slightly bend your knees, very nice. So the moment when you bend your knees, you are slightly leaning forward. What you have to do, press your palms on the floor, press your palms on the floor, and take your hips high towards the ceiling. Good job, Saloni. Bend your knees and take your hips high. No, keep your legs bent, and take your hips high. Just take your hips high so that your lower back gets straight. If you're having that curve on your lower back, that means you need to elevate your hips even, like you're supposed to elevate your hips even higher than before. Keep elevating. Good job, Meena. Just keep reaching high. Press your palms on the floor. Yeah, Anusaji, reach your tailbone high. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. Slightly bend your knees. Come up on your mount of the toes. All bend kariye. Thoda aur. Now press your palms at the same time. Press your palms. Reach your tailbone high. Yes, and then release down. Yes, Meena ji, it was perfect. You did so well. Sanjay, you also, Lexi, you also. Like almost everyone did it very well. So, see what was happening when you were getting into downward facing and you were trying to reach your tailbone high. You were just shifting your body weight towards your head. You were like losing the awareness of your shoulder. So you have to just keep sustaining this elevation of the shoulder. Like if your hands are pushed, be pushed like right here. If your tail, you know what happening in your pose when you were moving your hips high, the shoulder were depressing down like this. Just sustain this elevation and outer rotation of your arms. Understood? And in downward facing dog, your abdomen should be pulled in towards your lower back, so that is going to engage and that is going to protect your lower back. So as I told you in the back bend, if you're engaging your abdomen, that is going to protect your lower back. If you're squeezing your butt, that is going to, stabilizing your lower back. So understand this thing. While pulling your abdomen in, your lower back will be like quite engaged and it will be protected. So then after you won't make any hump on your back. But if you're not engaging your abdomen, you're not pulling it back towards your lower back, then it won't be straight. It will start to make hump on your back. So that is very common mistake that we usually do. And then after we'll go further. So let's perform one more time, mountain pose. See in the mountain, your feet together, feet should be together, and heels high. Yes. And keep elevating your shoulder and keep your neck straight. Keep elevating your shoulder, keep your neck straight. Yes. You just need to look at your toes so that your neck gets straight. No need to tuck your head in. If you're tucking your head in, you will start to collapse your shoulder blades. So keep your shoulders like straight. No need to get down deepen into the posture. Just be straight like a mountain. No movement there. And now come up into the downward facing dog from there. Slightly open your legs according to the hip distance. And then if you can push your heels down, that is very nice. If you cannot push your heels down, you can bend your knee. Even after you're pushing your heels down, prefer to go with a bent leg. That is going to give you extension on your thoracic. Yes, bend your knees. Slightly bend your knees, bring your knees close to your abdomen, and then reach your tailbone high by pushing your hands on the floor. And then close your eyes and bring that all awareness on your shoulders, how it is rotating while pushing your hips upward. Close your eyes. Close your eyes there in the downward facing dog. The moment when you're bending your knees and reaching your tailbone high, how it is rotating? It is rotating inward or outward. How it is rotating, Anushaji?
I think it's slightly rotating inwards, not going out properly because we are focusing entirely on stretching the thoracic.
Okay.
So when I bring attention there, I forget that my shoulders are moving inwards.
So mainly what happens when you're going for the downward in any back bend, like if I'm going for this Hastasana or Hastotanasana, in which like if I'm bending back like this, I will start to collapse my shoulder blade. So what I have to do, just bring that awareness on your pinky finger and this outer edge of your palm. The more you push your outer edge of your palm, the more extension, the more awareness will come in your shoulder socket. See, if I'm pushing from my inner arch of like here from my inner arch of my palms, then I will collapsing inward. If I'm pressing my outer edges of my palm, then I will automatically rotate my hands outward. Okay, the same thing in your handstand. If you're going for the handstand or tabletop, any posture like any inversion, we are supposed to rotate our arms outward because this is the tendency. We can easily rotate our arms outward, but inward that won't be stable. Okay, so that happens in each and every posture. And the downward facing dog is the foundation of any posture. Like if you want to go for warrior A, warrior B, tabletop. If you want to make a vinyasa class, downward facing dog is necessary. Okay, so this is going to lead each and every posture.
So do we need to keep our palms slightly tilted outside like this?
Yes,
Instead of
yes.
straight
Turn your palms like outward and then
will turn
press from here.
outwards.
Yes,
Okay.
turn them outward. Okay, just come up with the tabletop. Come up into the tabletop. Make sure your hands, your palms are tightly underneath your shoulders. Knees are tightly underneath your butt. Check out yourself. Turn your palms slightly outward. Yeah. Now tuck your toes under. From there, reach your tailbone high, and then push your chest down towards the floor. Yes, like this. Just go slow, then you will understand the movement of your hips. Now lower your chest even more down, and keep rotating your hands outward from the origin point of your humerus bone of your arm. Keep rotating and keep moving there. Make sure we do not have shoulder impingement there. Very nice. So Saloni, slightly bend your knees and take your hips high as possible. Very nice. And keep pressing your palms on the floor. Now from there, if you're going for the Ashtanga Vinyasa class, then at the time our drishti should be fixed on our in our navel center. Tuck your head in, tuck your head in, and what are you feeling? Like your hands will start to rotate in, right? So just keep bringing that awareness on your hands, like here on the outer edges of the palm, and then try to tuck your head in. Do not tuck your head without awareness. And then keep pulling your abdomen in, create the space so that your tailbone gets even more higher. Just keep tucking your head in. Make sure your scapulas are away from each other. You're elevating your spine. Good job. And then get down into the tabletop. See, if you want to measure your downward facing dog distance, so that should always come from the tabletop. Okay, from the tabletop you can easily get to the plank pose. Get to the plank pose from the tabletop. Tuck your toes under, and then lean forward. Yes, without moving your legs. No. Valerie, just keep your legs into the tabletop without moving your feet. Yes, and then tuck your toes under. Yes, without moving your feet, and make sure your heels should be stacked over your toes. If it's like leaning forward or leaning back, your heels should be in line with your toes. Yes, row, just lean forward. Row, lean forward. Very nice. Engaging your abdomen. Yes, lift your knees off the floor. Then your heels, just listen to me properly. Your heels should be above your toes. If it's leaning backward, that means good job, Valeria. So this is going to be a plank. From here, you're going to get into the downward facing dog. Press your hands on the floor, reach your tailbone high, bend your knees without moving your feet. Not. So if you want to make any vinyasa flow, you can easily get there into any posture. How? Let's suppose you want to get into warrior seat. How you will get there? From the downward facing dog. You will step your right leg forward or left leg forward, then step forward between your hands and lift your back leg off the floor. Okay, so from the downward facing dog, it's going to be very easy to get into any posture. So make sure you understand downward facing dog and then the perfect measurement of the downward facing dog, how our hands should be placed down. Okay. Any questions till here that you want to ask about the downward facing dog? Yes, Anushka? No.
My wrists were hurting when I was going into plank.
But yeah.
So I normally shift my hands a little bit further than that, unless I've been doing it wrong.
And I had a slight pain in my elbow while pressing in the downward facing dog.
Okay, so that may be happening because of this hyperextension of the elbows. If you have hyperextended elbows, or if you are turning your palms inward, then you're leaning forward, you will have that pain on your wrist. If your hands are rotated outward, and if your hands are rotated outward, then you're leaning forward, then you won't have it. Okay, so that may happen because of that we did not warm up our wrist. But if your hands are rotating inward, then you're leaning forward, then you need to have this bone-to-bone compressor in your hands, in your wrist. Make sure your index finger are parallel to each other, like this, and then like this, and then open your hands out. Just come over the tabletop. It's okay. You can undo this one. Turn your palms like outward, keep your index finger parallel to each other. So press your outer edge of the palm, like this part. Okay, just make sure you're pressing this outer edge of the palm, not like your inner edge of the palm. Keep pressing the outer edge of the palm, press fingertips down, and then lean forward, keep your hands straight. If you have hyperextended elbows, slightly rotate your hands in, but the outer rotation is coming from here, but the internal rotation is coming from the elbow because. Okay, let's move further into the downward facing dog, sorry, plank. Make sure your eye of the elbows are facing each other. If your elbows is not facing each other, it means you have hyperextended elbows. Just that much. And you rotate your hands like inward from your elbow. From your elbow, rotate them in. Yes. But not in the downward facing dog. Not in the downward facing, just in plank and tabletop. But in downward facing dog, what are we going to do? Rotate, like keep your index finger parallel to each other, then press your palms, rotate your hands all the way outward. If you have extended elbows, keep rotating your hands outward. When the moment when you get to the downward facing dog, your hands automatically gets like start to face each other. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Come up on the tabletop. Keep your index finger parallel to each other. Rotate your hands all the way out. Out. Yes. Out. Just suddenly out. Very nice. Now from there, tuck your toes under. Now reach your tailbone high. Tuck your toes under. Reach your tailbone high. Did you see that how this outer rotation was remained there in your top of your humerus bone, of your biceps bone? Okay, so in the downward facing dog, whenever you're getting in, make sure your hands are already rotated outward in the tabletop. But in the plank and this tabletop, we have a lot of pressure in our shoulder, in our elbow. So at that time, we're supposed to rotate our hands inward from the elbow only, not from the shoulder socket. Only just elbow. Just understand one more thing. If I'm saying rotate your elbow inward, it does not mean it is rotating from your humerus bone, because we do have mobility here, we do have stability. We can rotate it from here, like your lower arm. This lower arm will rotate inward, but your upper hand will rotate, like remain outward. Understood? If I'm saying bend your elbow, at the time your lower arm will rotate inward, but your upper arm will remain outward. Because we do not have enough, like enough strength in our elbows. If you have already hyperextended elbows. Hyperextended elbows. Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling like some strain in my wrist. I don't think it's, when you said to get into tabletop and then from tabletop go into plank, that doesn't quite work for me because my wrists are really hurting. Like I normally have to move my arms a little bit further forward.
Yeah,
the dimensions
like advanced because this was a bit advanced because you are leaning forward like further than your wrist. Maybe that's the reason you are having a pain. But if you go for this wrist warm up, then you won't have pain. Like,
but I had a look in the camera just now. I had a look when I was doing it, and it's like my back is not straight.
Forward.
The back is humped,
okay.
So it should be straight in plank.
No, it should not be straight in plank. It should be like humped in the plank. See, come up in the tabletop. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. Come up into the tabletop. From here, we will do cat and cow. Inhale, lift your head up. Lift your head up, and then exhale, drop your head down, hump on your back. Push your hips forward, squeeze in here from your abdomen. Make sure your elbows are rotating inward. Elbows rotating inward, very nice. And now inhale, again lift your head up. And then exhale, again lower your head down. Just maintain this hump on your back. Inhale, again lift your head up. And then exhale, head down, hump on your back. One more time. Inhale, lift your head up. Exhale, hump on your back. Now from there, lean forward, lean forward, lean forward on your hands. Just keep tucking your head in, keep tucking your head in. Push your hips forward, push your hips forward. Squeeze in here. Just hands straight. Now from there, tuck your toes under, lift your knees off the floor. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees off the floor. Yes. Lift your knees into the plank. Lift your knees into the plank. Do not move your legs. Do not move your legs. If you're moving your legs, it means your tabletop was not perfect. Okay? Yes. And then hips slightly below the knee shoulder. Keep maintaining this hump on your back. Press your fingertips down. Yes. So this is your plank position in which we are going to engage the anterior group of muscles. Okay. So the purpose of the plank is to like strengthen our abdomen, your chest, and your butts all together. So if you are making hump on your back, automatically you are going to engage this part of your body, your front part of your body. Okay. Got it?
I still don't understand. It looks like a mini downward dog. Mine does. It doesn't look like a plank.
Okay. Okay. So let's see what we got. I will please one more time perform the downward
My
plank.
understanding was
Then I
that a
can see the
plank
plank.
is straight, not with a big hump.
No. If you're doing straight plank, then you're just hanging into your joint. Like if you're doing, I think yes. Let's. Would you like to perform plank?
Oh, because I don't think that the wrists
Yes.
are.
Just look at her. You will understand. Yes. Would you like to perform the plank? Drop your head down and make a hump on your back. See, this is your plank. Okay, slightly lean forward, lean forward, lean forward on your hands. Just maintain this hump on your back. No, lean forward. Maintain this hump. So, see, her hips are not above than her shoulders. So your hips were getting above than your shoulders. That's why you were saying that mini downward facing dog. Okay. So make sure you're making hump on your back. Your scapulas are like away from each other and squeezing your abdomen all together. So while squeezing your butts, you
So
will
this
get
is how
the
it's meant to
abdomen.
look. Is that a plank? This?
Yeah. It's like in one line. Lower your hips down.
Yeah, because you're saying to go from tabletop straight into a plank. So that must be a plank then. Is that plank?
Yeah, that would be blank, but okay, let me show you one more time. Just look at here. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Let's suppose here you're in the tabletop. You just need to drop your head down, make hump on your back. Now press your palms, tuck your toes under, and then lean forward and keep your hips below than your shoulders. I cannot keep my legs straight, but just understand here. Drop your head down, tuck your toes under, and then lift and then hold. This is your plank. Okay, if your hips are getting high, then it's not plank. If you're here in the plank, then you're just hanging into the joints. Understood? So here you're just hanging into the joint. Here you're engaged, your hips are engaged, and then you're leaning forward. This is a bit advanced one, but if you're just doing this one, you won't get any strength in your shoulder socket, in your muscles, nowhere. Well, did I make you understand? Did you get what did I mean here? Yes, why are you silent? So do you understand what did I mean?
Yes.
Like
yes,
if you're doing straight plank, then your hands are like your scapulars are collapsed, your hands are only straight, you are not engaged with the abdomen, not neither you are engaged with your butts, and
All
even you are
the
not leaning
weight
forward.
comes on the elbows and wrists when we are not doing it correctly now. So the
Elbows
entire
and
pain will come here. I think that is why rules are a problem. Because when we're not coming in the exact posture, so the weight is coming here and here, the entire body weight.
yes. So let's do first straight plank, then you will differentiate both of them. Okay. Okay, let's do straight plank. Yes. So just close your eyes and then understand where are you having that lot of pressure or which bone is bearing a lot of weight. Your hands, just look at Valeria. She's having a lot of pressure in her hands on her butt. Like she cannot find the center of the gravity. Like the gravity is pulling her down because she's not resisting that action. Like she has to do something in order to resist and hold the posture. But here we are just hanging into our shoulder socket in our hand. Got it? The moment when your hips are engaged, you're making hump on your back, your scapulars are wide away from each other. Then at the time you're resisting that action, you're leaning forward, you're pushing up, and that's all these things you're doing all together. So then after you can hold there for as long as you want. And if you're doing straight plank, then you won't hold here more than 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. Okay, if you're just engaging here, you're dropping your head down, making hump on your back, leaning forward. At the time you are going to maximize that holding process of that plank. Good job, Anushka. Just keep squeezing your hips in and then slightly lean forward. You can look forward, that is fine, but just maintain this hump on your back. Yes, Saloni ji, squeeze your hips in. Lower back में arch नहीं आना चाहिए. There should be no arch in your lower back. क्या आपका arch आ रहा है सलोनी जी, थोड़ा सा और squeeze करो, थोड़ा सा और लीनो और hump बनाओ. आपके scapula और wide होंगे एक दूसरे से. Yeah, Meena ji, lower your hips down, a bit down. Lower your hips down, only hips. Yeah, more. Yeah, now it's fine. Just hold here. Good job, bro. Now this was better. Okay. So if you're having wrist pain, maybe you are not warmed up with your wrist because we did not do warm up of our wrist. So let's do warm up so that you won't have pain with one minute. Okay. Now turn your palms outward. Come up with the tabletop.
I think
Like
it
this.
became pretty easy now with the hump. If we just make a hump and then push the body forward and slightly just straighten our knees, instead what we were doing or I was doing was, instead of just straightening my knees, I was lifting my hips up. And I think most of us are doing that only, that instead of just lifting the knees, we're lifting our hips also up.
Yes. So that's why the tabletop is a foundation that like our arms and your legs, like wherever your feet are. So that should be maintained in the downward facing dog, in warrior A or high lunge or in any posture wherever you are keeping your hips square. Like in the downward facing dog, our hips are square. In tabletop, our hips are square. In warrior, our hips are square. High lunge, hips are square. So wherever your hips are square, just sustain this placement of your feet and your arms all together. Okay.
Should I try explaining
So
to you the difference that I felt?
Okay. Yes.
She wants to do it.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just tell you in brief what change you can make, which I felt. Keep doing it now. I'll tell it to you. So I think from here, once you are in tabletop, First, we need to make sufficient distance between our legs and hands, like Sir has been telling us. There should be sufficient distance. And once we tuck our toes in, make a hump and push the body forward and just lift the legs. So first, you need to push your body forward. Come back down. Come back down. Now push your body forward. Make a hump on your back. Yes, now push your body forward, more. Yeah, now just slightly lift your knees. Straighten your knees now. Yes. No, don't push it up now. Just keep maintaining the hump and press your hips down, slightly down, hips down. Yeah. Now I think you'll feel the difference between what you were doing before and now.
Thank you. Felt it in my arms. I think I just need to strengthen my wrist.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is how we are going to do plank pose. Okay, but in plank pose, if you're making arch on your back, that we are going to avoid, that we are supposed to avoid also. Okay, so because if you're not squeezing your hips in, if you're not tilting our hips like into posterior side, then you will definitely have arch on your back. So make sure you're engaging your hips so that your abdomen gets more engaged and your lower back gets flat. Understood? So
are we going into, you know, when we do chaturanga, do we go in from this plank, the hump?
yeah, from there you can get to the chaturanga. Yeah, just go into chaturanga from the plank. Yeah, from the chaturanga, from the plank. Yeah. Just maintain this hump. Very nice. And then no, keep it. Lower your hips down. Yeah, that was fine. Just lift your chest up. Okay. Good job, Dagmar. It was very nice. So from the plank, what you have to do, keep your elbows above on your wrist, lower your chest down. This is fine, and then reach up high. So make sure your shoulders are not getting below than your elbows. That should be always above than your elbows. Same like in plank, we are resisting, we are elevating against the gravity. In the plank, chaturanga danasana, we are doing the same thing. We are resisting and we are elevating our chest upward. If you just keep on moving down towards the floor, it won't be any more chaturanga danasana, right? So we need to resist that action, which is pulling us down towards the floor. So that is how we usually get this strength. If you are getting towards the gravity and you're not resisting that action, you won't get this strength. If the posture has a purpose to give you strength, then take the maximum benefit of it. Take the maximum benefit from there. If you're just hanging to the joint, then you won't get the benefits. Okay. So this was all for today's class. Yeah, Ro, you asked something else. What posture did you ask? So tomorrow, make sure that is in your mind and ask me in the beginning.
Yeah, to be honest, that will be much longer. This is perfect. It needed the whole lesson for this. So I was asking about a completely different posture, different.
Like we are grabbing our toes
Yeah,
and move forward.
because the hips, and I think it's very
The hip
important.
movement, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow we're gonna talk about it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. See you. Bye bye, everyone. Enjoy your evening, day.